Welcome everyone to the 2021 induction ceremony of Beta Gamma Sigma. I'm Sandy Vanoy, Acting Dean in the Walker College of Business. As a bit of background, Beta Gamma Sigma was established in 1913 and is the International Business Honor Society for AACSB accredited business schools. AACSB accredits just the top 5% of business school programs around the world. Members of Beta Gamma Sigma currently reside in all 50 states in the US and in more than 190 countries around the world. Only the top 10% of undergraduate business students and the top 20% of graduate students are invited to become members. On behalf of the Walker College of Business, I congratulate you, our 2021 student inductees, on your academic accomplishments. I personally welcome each of you as a fellow member of Beta Gamma Sigma. I'll now invite our president, Dr. Robin Byerly, to begin the ceremony.
Members of the 176th chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma, we will now proceed with the induction of newly elected members. Sergeant at Arms, will you present the candidates?
Madam President, I present these 23 candidates for membership in Beta Gamma Sigma.
Candidates, do you desire to be admitted to Beta Gamma Sigma? If so, while muted, say I do. You have been honored by an invitation to membership in Beta Gamma Sigma. Because of what you have achieved in scholarship and service, we are honored to have you join us. Beta Gamma Sigma is the scholastic honor society dedicated to principles and ideals essential to a worthy life, as well as to a commendable business career. The mission of the International Honor Society, Beta Gamma Sigma, is to encourage and honor academic achievement in the study of business, to foster personal and professional excellence, to advance the values of the society, and to serve its lifelong members. The principles of Beta Gamma Sigma are represented by 3 Greek words, the initials of which form the name of our society: Beta, Gamma, Sigma. Hear now what Beta means to us.
Beta is the initial letter of the Greek word bebios, which signifies honor. Honor is personal integrity and excellence of character. It is an enduring quality found in all persons who deserve to lead others. All honorable persons conscientiously seek to recognize, to uphold, and to encourage that which is ethical and that which is just. With humility, they acknowledge human failings, which tend to induce the sacrifice of lofty ideas for base gains. They are aware of the difficulty in distinguishing right from wrong when confronted by a variety of alternative goals and a multitude of pressures and means to achieve those goals. But their honor is coupled with resolute courage. They may falter and they may fail, yet they rise with renewed determination to do what is right. Their reputations are their most priceless possessions. All honorable persons recognize their duties before they demand their rights. They respect law and promote order not because of a negative fear of sanctions, but because of an affirmative conviction that a good society requires stability, which order provides. Worthy members of Beta Gamma Sigma consciously seek to act honorably at all times. Thus, they confidently pursue peace of mind and happiness for themselves, even as they serve as an exemplar for others. Honor is a guiding star which encourages altruism, enlightens social responsibility and service rather than selfishness. I ask you to accept honor as an ideal to be translated into reality in your conduct every day of your life.
Listen now to the explanation of Gamma.
Gamma is the initial letter of the Greek word gnosis, which means wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge tested by experience and tempered by discerning judgment. It abhors prejudice. It insists upon freedom of thought and expression. Truly wise persons are aware of their talents and achievements and do not deny or belittle them with misplaced modesty. However, they are also acutely aware of their own limitations and are sympathetic to the shortcomings of others. They are quick to acknowledge their profound dependence on masters who have gone before them. They laud those who have laboriously built earlier civilizations, and they gratefully accept the rich intellectual and cultural heritage they have provided. They are, moreover, thankful for contributions to their development made by family and friends, by superiors and subordinates, by associates and antagonists. Persons of wisdom constantly seek a better comprehension and more fruitful application of what is known. They are also endlessly engaged in a quest for an understanding of what is unknown. Although the fund of human knowledge has literally multiplied in recent decades, the wise person happily anticipates a future which promises to provide a geometric expansion of this treasure store. Confronted by a veritable flood of facts and concepts, the person of wisdom exercises special discrimination to select, to arrange, to relate, to interpret, and to apply. This is a challenge worthy of the finest mind. I ask you to continue your quest for wisdom. Nurture it and utilize it in your conduct every day of your life.
Listen finally to the explanation of sigma.
Sigma is the initial letter of the Greek word spude, which means earnestness. Earnestness is enthusiasm measured by achievement, disciplined by reason, and ennobled by sincerity. It is that dynamic quality which is essential for all great achievement. Earnest persons reject both temerity and timidity. They have courage to match their convictions. They inspire confidence, invite action, and generate progress. Without earnestness, both honor and wisdom lose much of their potential effectiveness. Noble purposes defined with wisdom and upheld with honor remain evanescent dreams without the driving power of sensible enthusiasm. The greatest personal achievements are tributes to the blending of honor, wisdom, and earnestness in the minds and hearts of those who lead. Rewards for the individual and progress for society surely proceed from this wholesome union of qualities. To each of you, much has been given in mind and body and spirit. Of each of you, accordingly, much is expected. Earnestness will help provide the perseverance that dispels weariness, the forward thrust that overcomes opposition, and the resilience that rebounds from reverses. To the earnest person, problems become opportunities for service and for profit. I ask you to accept earnestness as a guide and stimulant in your personal conduct every day of your life.
You have heard the principles which members of Beta Gamma Sigma endorse and strive to uphold: honor, wisdom, and earnestness. Do you accept these principles as your own? If so, while muted, say, I do. Please read with me, again while muted, a statement in which you formally accept the principles of Beta Gamma Sigma. I pledge myself to maintain and uphold the ideals and principles of Beta Gamma Sigma, the Scholastic Business Honor Society. I will guard and cherish honor. I will strive ever to acquire wisdom and use it for the betterment of mankind. I will cultivate earnestness in all my undertakings. As a member of this chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma, I will recognize my obligation to assist and cooperate in the development of its purposes. I will seek by all honorable means to advance the interests of the college and university of my community and of my nation. Do you affirm this pledge? If so, while muted, say, I do. In recognition of your accomplishments and of your pledge to high ideals, we will now symbolically present to you the key of Beta Gamma Sigma. This key is a symbol of the ideals of honor, wisdom, and earnestness which you have accepted. And now the Sergeant at Arms will recognize the candidates.
Colleen Deal. Zach Murphy. Jacob Wallace. Benjamin Yates. Sydney Goldstein. Christopher Johnson. Hannah Ross. James Wheeler. Rose Wheeler. Anand Bloom. Hunter Kendrick. Jonathan Knoll. David Mittelman. Adrian Santiago Madero. Megan Skinner. Ryan Alexander. Taylor Craig. Bennett Gungor. Daniel Kelly. Landon Kimball. Elizabeth Murphy. Marshall Roten. Sharon Ware.
I also wish to add my congratulations to this year's Beta Gamma Sigma inductees, and to thank those of you in attendance on this auspicious occasion. You students represent the standard of excellence we all strive to attain in the Walker College of Business. We are proud of your achievements and eager to see where your paths lead you as you build your future. Congratulations, and we hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.